positive reaction or like a confident reaction than we had when we had that turnover in Seattle. And it was more of a like, let's go do our job. The mission's not over. The job's not finished. And we had to take that loss to Seattle to grow and mature and to kind of make the plays that we made to win the game and against Baltimore.
Myles, you had kind of reduced your snaps, right? Jim said he wanted to take some of the load off you early in the season, but then against Baltimore it was almost every snap. So would you prefer it like that? And do you think they kind of like saved you for? I mean, Jim said that they kind of saved you for the biggest moments, biggest game.
I don't know, man. I'm getting old, so it's a matter of when they call, I'll pick up the phone, but they just don't need me as much anymore. Really, it's up to them. I'm gonna be on the field as much as possible, and if there's a big moment, if I can sense like the momentum shifting, whether shifting towards them or we're gonna steal the game and put it away, I want to be on the field, and I'm gonna go out there and take charge. But as far as like when things are still kind of weighing in the balance, I think it's smart to allow them to kind of manage things and regulate the reps so that down the stretch I'm still working at full capacity.
Myles, does Pittsburgh chip you and get more physical with you than maybe some other teams?
Yeah, they do.
So, I mean, I guess when you go into a game knowing that that's how it's going to be, how do you approach that?
Sure, we got to get more physical with them. Got to find a way. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at me. Well, they got to throw the fridge back, I guess.
So they chip you more? Like they run more backs at you, tight ends, everything?
Just everything. I mean, sometimes they'll have the tight end. They'll follow me wherever I go, back to wherever I go. I'll slide my way if they're trying to get the tight end of the formation or if they're trying to get the back of free release. Or they're trying to make sure I'm not going one-on-one as much as possible.
Myles, you and TJ have made so many game-changing plays this year. We haven't had a defensive player win MVP, not defensive player, MVP since LT in the 80s. Why do you think that that's been the case and it's just so quarterback-centric now?
Because y'all love touchdowns. That's it. People love high scores and big games, from offensive guys. It's not a fun game if a defensive guy goes off for 2, 3, 4 sacks and the score is 12-6 or 12-7. It's not what people want to watch anymore. But I think things can shift. I think you can have guys who are kind of separate themselves and making different kind of plays, also doing things on special teams and on offense. I still think that JJ should have won it. Back when he had that tremendous year doing things on every phase of the game. But right now, I think defensive guys should get just as much as consideration as anyone else.
Hey, Myles, the Browns are going to work on Joe Flacco today. I know you have confidence in the quarterbacks that are in the room right now. What could be adding a guy like that who's kind of been there, done this?
Maturity and experience. A bit of wisdom that, as much as Deshaun has played, Flacco's seen more. He's been to the highest level. He's won, and he can provide that little bit of a mentor role if he doesn't see the field, being there and being assistant leader.
Have you seen a difference in DTR this week than 6 weeks ago when he wound up getting that first start?
I think it all just jumps on you so quickly, especially with him not knowing what was going to happen, if he was going to be up or not going to be up. He's always been the same guy. He's always been focused, a bit about his work. And now it's just like, I've been there, and the worst that could happen has happened. So, and I can climb up from there.
What do you see? Pittsburgh's so good late in games on both sides of the ball, but when you look at that offense, I think they've been outgained in every game this year, but they're 6-0 in one-score games. Is there something? Are they doing something different besides just the results being better for them in the fourth quarter offensively when you watch them and study them?
Play harder for longer. They know how to finish and make plays down the stretch, and I think sometimes teams just let off the gas just a little bit, and later in the third quarter, fourth quarter, that's when they really turn it up.
Well, this season's going on, and you face more teams who have seen this new scheme you guys are playing. Have you noticed a difference in how teams are handling you specifically and your guys' front as a whole compared to maybe previously?
The Tennessee thing was pretty fun, but I think it's guys just making sure that I never know what's coming next. It's alignment with a tight end outside of me. Sometimes he chips, sometimes he doesn't. Halfback chips, chipping through the middle. If I'm a 3 technique, if I'm coming through the middle, they're going to chip me there. There's a lot trying to make me uncomfortable, so I slow down a little bit, and it's just turned up to another level this week.
What do you think it would mean to beat Baltimore and Pittsburgh back to back, especially given everything you guys are going through? Without your starting tackles, without Deshaun now.
I mean, that'd be great. At the end of the day, you just want to go 1-0. At the end of the day, for us, we're trying to get to the point where it doesn't matter who's in front of us. We're just looking forward to doing the work and being the same people, regardless of what we're facing on Sunday.
Even just what happened last night, with Joe Burrow, Mark Andrews, does that show you guys that no matter what happens, like you just have to stay laser focused on it because anything can happen, right?
Anything can happen. I mean, definitely praying for those guys that they're both doing well and they come back. But you never know, what can happen on any other team as far as injuries. Record-wise, you could lose late, 2 minute, whatever it is. But you have to continue to focus on yourself and how you can continue to improve and win the game that you're supposed to win. You can't, as long as you have your destiny in your hands, control it. Don't allow it to get to the point where someone else, winning or losing, dictates your fate.
Just from a football standpoint, an NFL standpoint, going into this week, it was so exciting about the AFC North and the big games and everything. I mean, unfortunate is it to come out of this week with Deshaun now out of the picture, and who knows what's going on.
Look at it as an opportunity. This is something that no one expected, no one wanted. But as far as a script for a movie to find a way to win, when one of our best players out, 2 of our best players out, both tackles out, continue to find a way and find success. That'll tell the story of a team that's resilient and will fight through anything.
Myles, what's your favorite thing about Dalvin? And what does he add to that D-line room?
Dalvin's the same person every single day. He works his ass off. Nice to have fun, but he always expects more of himself, and that always inspires us to continue to work hard for him. We don't want to see him getting double teamed all the time. We want to continue to win across the board, so that when he gets free, he's able to make plays himself. And then he's one of the best run stoppers in the league. As far in the middle, guys can't move him, and he gets off the ball with the best of them.
The Mark Andrews getting hurt last night. There's renewed attention to that hip drop tackle, whatever they call it. How tough is it for you guys in those moments? It seems like they're trying to legislate at times the laws of physics. I mean, you have to deal with it with the quarterback and stuff like that. If they add another rule in there, just how much more does that make your lives difficult?
I mean, you can't just continue to take tackling out the game. Targeting is one thing. Leading with your head, that can injure you or your opponent. That's something that's just not smart. There's too much data on that for us to be remiss and not take it out the game. That's understandable. But with the quarterback step not landing on him and with the hip drop, it's like that. Just to get there is tough enough, and now you have to get there thinking about I got to get the ball out. When I get the ball out, I got to turn, or I got to make sure I stay up. But when I get to him, I got to wrap him up. But if he's going this way, I'm going this way. I got to make sure I don't drop my hip. I got to turn. It's like I'm trying to slow down his momentum so he doesn't get into the end zone. And so my hip's going to drop. So, I mean, I don't think he had any intentions to harm him. It's a matter of how, one force going that way, his force going that way. He's going to the ground to stop his momentum. It's just part of the game. And it's unfortunate, but that part of the game is probably never going to change.
If I follow up, when you're hitting a quarterback, right, he just gets the ball out just before you arrive. What goes through your mind as that contact is taking place? Are you thinking, I can't land on him now because I might get a foot? Just what goes through your mind when you hit a quarterback after he's gotten that ball out?
I mean, half the time I kind of like pull up because I don't want to get the penalty. I think they're very sensitive about those. And other time I think I hit him, try to give him a shoulder, but I try not to go to the ground unless I believe he still has the ball. Other than that, I'll just try to give him a shoulder or forearm and look where the ball went.
Thanks, Myles.
Thanks, Myles.